Welcome everyone to episode 3 of the Knockout. This episode was almost delayed because of my own technical computer problems. My iMac decided to quit on me on Saturday and threw me into computer problems. So when I got a new computer, then I had to re-sign into everything from the old computer, and things were technical with passwords and all that. It was just a big old mess the last 72 hours. It was a big headache, but not to mention having to replace half the stuff I lost on the other computer just so I can make this show work. So long story short, hopefully this, a lot of work went into getting this episode going. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. So please welcome my two guests. Both of them are new to the channel, although I have been on one guy's show. So please welcome JP from Comicgories. Welcome. How's it going, JP? Good. He's gonna argue Darth Vader, so I am extremely excited to see what he has to bring. So, yep. And please welcome Captain Comics with Superman. So I am extremely excited to see what Superman has to bring.
Oh, whoa.
Yes. Look out there. Yeah. This is actually if I had out of all the matchups in the beginning of the season here, I had looking forward to this one the most, honestly. Superman versus Darth Vader. Just very interesting. Superman was one of my favorite characters as a kid, and he just cannot seem to catch a break any time that I've had. Our Superman season 1, he lost. He got to come back for a second round with John out of the Justice League. He lost against Darkseid. So, and then I think I'm not sure if he was in season 2, but now season 3 here, I was hoping Superman would make it a good way into the show at the very least, and he gets paired up with Darth Vader, who made the characters. It's like,
I don't even have to make an argument. You've already said my guy wins. So there you go.
I am just like, I cannot catch a break.
Of course, Superman is going to lose against Darkseid. Like, Darkseid requires the full combined effort of the Justice League, right? I mean, like, it totally makes sense.
All right, so as everyone knows who's watched the show, and I told you guys before the show here, you get one official challenge to challenge something. Cap wants to challenge the Force choke capability of Darth Vader, or challenge the whole lightsaber. This should be a fist fight, or yada yada yada. Superman wants, Darth Vader wants to challenge the fact that Superman could fly around, that without the use of a TIE fighter. It's up to you guys, whatever you want to use the challenge for. If you think your argument could benefit from it, or you just want to say screw the other guy, it's up to you. So, as usual, I like to try and let the first person in to vote. So, JP, do you want to open argument or closing argument? And
I'll open it up.
All right, so we'll have Darth Vader begin the show. Any questions before we start the game or start the show?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so JP, take it away with Darth Vader's opening statement.
Okay, so we all know that Darth Vader has, as a Force user, as a Sith Lord, has superhuman abilities, but they sort of pale compared to Superman's superhuman abilities. He's stronger, he's faster, he can fly. Darth Vader can't do he can't do that. But Superman has other weaknesses, and Darth Vader has, in my opinion, a bit of a trump card that Superman would not anticipate, because he's not going to be, the most likely scenario for this fight is people that are under the Empire go looking for a champion to help them. They find Superman, they come to the Star Wars galaxy to pit him against Darth Vader. And what is Superman going to do? Being Kal-El, he's going to want to talk. He's not going to fly in from like outer space and launch himself and just go for the insta-kill and be done with it. He's Clark. He's going to talk. He's going to try to talk it out, talk peace, which means he's going to get in range of basically, and Darth Vader is going to sense how powerful he is. Using the Force, he'll be able to tell what he's dealing with to a degree of how powerful this being is, and that he can't F around. And to me, like, he's just going to kill him with the lightsaber. And I know the argument's going to be that, lightsaber couldn't cut him. Superman is not invulnerable. He is super tough. But we have seen not Darkseid. Doomsday's claws, his bony projections, have broken Superman's skin. He can be cut. Star Wars, according to official Star Wars canon, a lightsaber can technically cut through all of but like 3 substances. And even those 2 of those, they just are super resistant and it takes a ton of force and power. Anything else, it can cut through in the entire universe, which means it can cut through Superman's skin. It can cut through his bones. It just takes enough power and force to do it. He's going to get close because he's going to want to talk, and Darth Vader's going to cut him down. That's my opening statement.
Very, very good. All right. Caps, what is Superman's opening statement?
Well, first off, thanks for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. I'm very excited to be here tonight. So, yeah. Okay. Darth Vader may be a master tactician, right? He may know the area, and he definitely has the ability to sense power and danger. And I totally understand that. And yes, one of Superman / Clark Kent's biggest weaknesses, I guess you could say, some would say, oh, well, this weakness is a strength, is that, okay, he may be a talker. He may want to find another way out to deal with a situation like that. That is possible. I don't think that he would initially land and get close enough to Darth Vader to where, upon initial contact, to be within striking range of a lightsaber. So, okay, and even if he is, let him hit, right? I can see it on both sides. I've heard that argument before, that a lightsaber can cut through everything. But on the other hand, Superman is invulnerable, and he's been that way since day one of creation. Since 1938, since Action Comics #1, Superman has had super strength and vulnerability, that is part of his core DNA, so to speak, within the publication realm.
Nice. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Well, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna start off with this question here. The way I kind of see it, you got 2 factors here. You got the force wielding power of Darth Vader, but you have Superman's speed, whether that's flying or running, because he's still fast even with running. Hence we see him on Smallville do that, things like that. Which is a better edge if we are doing this in a fight? Because Darth Vader might be able to sense things, but there's only so fast. You think that there's only so fast he can move.
I would agree with that. Like, Darth Vader is going to have to use his senses, and he is at a physical disadvantage if once the decision is made by both parties to go to a fight, he would be at a major disadvantage. Mm-hmm. The thing is, even if he's, like you said, Clark is going to want to talk to start with. Because that's just who he is. He wants to, that's part of his character. And I don't think it's a weakness, except when you're dealing with someone who's truly evil and ruthless. And I believe Vader would use that as an opportunity to try to get close. But he would talk until he could get close. And I believe that he could use the Force, if Clark sees the blow coming, he could dodge it. He's probably quick enough. He was going to have to use the Force to try to hold him. I don't think he could hold him for long, but he'd only have to hold him for a split second when he wasn't expecting it to deliver the blow. That's that's how he would have to do it. I think he just needs to use the Force long enough to counteract Clark's speed in order to deliver one blow. And now he argued he's invulnerable, but we've seen him take damage from physical blows, be it from Darkseid, from Doomsday, from other things. He has taken physical damage before. He's not completely invulnerable. He's just really, really durable, is the way I would think of Superman, is not invulnerable. And I would think it would take a Force assisted blow to make any kind of he's probably just going to have to if he tries to cut him in half, I don't think he's got the strength to probably cut all the way through. It's going to have to be an impale kind of situation in order to do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
What do you think, Kat?
Okay, so let's get back to this whole talking thing. This will be the last thing that I mention about the talking, because it's boring and we're not talking about watching something where it's just lots of dialogue. But yes, Is Darth Vader truly the most evil person? Like, as far as Star Wars canon go, I think, like, yes, the Emperor is absolutely evil, most evil. But if Darth Vader couldn't be talked to, Luke would have never convinced him, right? You know,
that was different. That was
that's a father-son relationship.
Sure, that's
like
his
we have
son.
seen, like in canon, Darth Vader, when he's dealing with people that are known enemies, is not what the like he has been ruthless and efficient, as opposed to when he's dealing with his son, or even dealing with if you watch like the Rebels thing when he deals with Ahsoka.
Yeah.
But even he's a little slower to be ruthless because he still has those feelings that he's like, so that's why he talks. Like the other times he does not talk.
Yeah.
He's quick to action.
Yeah. Well,
as far as like the use of force, all right, or the force.
Mm-hmm.
So like some of like the best examples that we have of just exactly how powerful the force is. So like we know that Yoda can lift an X-wing out of the swamps of Dagobah.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Count Dooku can throw objects at Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin. We know that Darth Vader can throw objects too.
Right.
And so we know that the force is powerful. And we know that, yes, he may be actually able, if he does get around Superman's super speed, to be able to inflict a force blow, but I don't think it's enough to counteract Superman.
To me, that's not what he would have to do. That's not what he would do. It's like I agree. Like I don't think Superman is an opponent. Like a lot of the opponents we had, I was like, oh, the force choke to like take the wind away from him to distract him. I don't think that does anything to Clark. Like if you tried to force choke him, I think Clark would be like, what? Like what's this against
Yeah. And
I think what he'd have to do is use it just enough, like use the force enough to try to hold him to deliver the blow, like with the lightsaber, not like a physical blow with the force. And I think if he tried to hold him like at a distance for a period of time, Clark's gonna break free of that.
Yeah.
Because he's just that strong. So I would concede that point. Like that he couldn't use the force to like hold him or to force choke him or to hold him for an extended period of time. But we're just talking like if he's close enough, a second.
Yeah.
Which it's going to take Clark that long to realize what it is that's happening.
Yeah. That reminds me of I'm not sure if I read it in the novel or somewhere in the Reign of Superman storyline, but something like when they had that Superboy clone, they couldn't get his powers exactly like Superman's because he, the sample and all that. Superboy had powers Superman didn't, like some sort of propel telekinesis kind of a thing, and they had theorized that it kind of worked like Superman's, and that Superman doesn't really fly. He somehow propels himself away from the ground, and that got me thinking before the show. That's almost like a force, kind of a force thing that Superman could do. I mean, ideally, I'm not sure if it's consciousness or not, but it seemed like would that lessen the force capabilities of Vader if Superman can kind of resist it? I wasn't sure. It's something I wanted to throw in there. But
I actually never even thought about factoring in flight to this because in a battle with Darth Vader, flight, even if just to like, oh, that's it, I'm pulling blocks, I'm gone, but my thing with Superman is like his invulnerability or the fact that he can take one hell of a beating. Because like, so JP, you keep bringing up like Darkseid and Doomsday, which are definitely arguable, right? Those Doomsday killed him, right? Yeah. As a matter of fact, and on this show, Darkseid has beat him, and we've established that like I think that like it would take the entire force of the Justice League to take down Darkseid, but this is just Superman and Darth Vader here. Mm-hmm. So the reason why I think Doomsday won, all those years ago, was like we have two beings that are more equal, right? They're both. Physical. They both have like similar speed and strength, and this is a slugfest that lasted for at least in the comic book like a couple of days in comic book time. Maybe it was like a 24-hour period from the time like he actually lands and he starts like going to Metropolis to actually find Superman, while stretched over a period of months and stuff. But it was a constant non-ending slugfest until they both died, or died, with Superman coming back a little bit later. So far, JP, what I keep hearing, besides like using the Force to like distract, has been your main argument's been the lightsaber, right?
Yeah.
And so like I honestly don't think that a lightsaber could penetrate Superman's skin.
According to canon, it can cut anything. Like literally, like anything. Now, some things like the Beskar, like if you watch The Mandalorian, like the Beskar seal, like it takes it's dense enough that it takes a tremendous amount of force to like, but eventually it would cut, or with enough force, it would cut through it. And so, according to canon, it could cut anything. Now, like I said, he's gonna have to like not go for like a big wide cut through like a big chunk. He's gonna have to go for like one kill. I mean, I'm not saying I'm arguing like that Superman has more ways to win this fight. Like he does. But my thing is that Superman, being who he is going to give unintentionally Vader an opportunity, because he understands, he thinks he's invulnerable. He doesn't think this weapon can hurt him, which is why, like, even if they've told him, he's like, these kind of things have never been able to hurt me before, which I think gives Vader a huge opportunity to get close enough to actually hurt him. And
what if he went for the strike, and as he's going, Superman uses heat vision and zaps the lightsaber?
Well, I think the lightsaber can block laser bolts and all kinds. Like the lightsaber, if
the blade, but not the handle.
The handle.
What if you shoot the lightsaber handle, the hilt?
Oh wait! Like
it blows up in his hand. Yeah, and the kyber crystals exploded.
Well, you can kind of argue.
Well, he wouldn't be able to. His heat vision's not powerful enough to explode a kyber crystal, but it could damage the hilt or the lightsaber and make it malfunction. Yeah. He would have to be, again, if Superman knows it's a fight, like he knows that the decision's made, then he has a huge advantage because of his speed and his strength, like against Vader. I will concede that.
I got a question for you. Would Clark be willing to kill?
This is the thing
that in the movie. See, that's what's crazy. Like, I look at
Zack Snyder. We're talking about Zack Snyder's Superman.
I have read every bit of Star Wars. Like, I didn't read the expanded stuff, the expanded universe. I have watched Rebels and Clone Wars and The Mandalorian and all 9 Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
The problem is like there have been multiple iterations of Superman. You've got George Reeves, you got Christopher Reeve, then you're Henry Cavill and Dean Cain and yada yada yada. And every Superman is a little bit different. And so that was the thing that killed me about Henry Cavill and Snyder with the Man of Steel is like, okay, I can take a 2-hour Destructo Fest at the end with Zod, but when Superman snaps his neck, that was to me I was like, no, that's not.
That's actually it's completely sane and all that, because you literally put it to the point of no return. This is like Zod says, he was bred for one purpose and one purpose only. Yeah. Complete. So his purpose, so he was not going to stop. You literally had to put him out. Superman's technically killed Doomsday. He's killed Zod here. I'd argue that every single time in the comics or movies he tries to kill Brainiac because it's a computer, nothing else. Yeah. Superman does have a kill threshold. He just tries not hold.
It's a very high threshold.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter like what warning he gets when he's going, because the only way I picture this fight is someone has went to Superman for help against the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And the way to me it happens is Superman's going to come down. He's going to like tear some stuff up and demonstrate that like TIE fighters and other stuff are not effective against him. And then he's going to be like, go to the leader to get him to surrender, because that's what Clark does. Because that's who he is. And to me, like, having seen what he can do and being able to sense through the Force how powerful he is, I think the opportunity Vader has had is he's going to wait for an opportunity during the conversation and go for the kill shot. Because that's the way I think it. That's the way I think it. I honestly think that's how it would play out. Now, whether or not he delivers the kill shot or Superman reacts fast enough is really probably the deciding aspect of the battle, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. But yeah, this has been a very fun argument, very good argument. Do either you have any other points you want to add exactly? Because I would Bastille for the defense against the lightsaber and all that, and your argument Superman might be able to take it. The Bastille I'm not very caught up on that mythology of Star Wars. Is that just like very, 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 very dense kind of stuff, or is it how it's worked?
It's basically like the way they describe it is it's Mandalorian ore is like one of the densest substances in the entire universe, and then the way that the Mandalorians figured out how to refine and use it makes it so that like particularly like a glancing blow doesn't do anything, and even if you hit it, like the force it would take to cut all the way through a thick piece, like an inch piece of Beskar steel, is more than most people could do. Like you could eventually do it, but like it would like the amount of force it would take to do it like is a lot. But like the lightsaber itself is said to be able to cut through anything, but there's like one other substance that's like this inert rock that resists all energy and everything else. It's some weird thing they try to explain that isn't affected at all by energy or anything.
I understand. Okay, so I understand.
Well, I want to say one point before you do. I'm sorry. I would argue with the whole lightsaber point. It depends on where this fight actually takes place.
This also it's something we hadn't talked about yet. I was going to point. It's like in Star Wars, there's a ton of worlds.
Yeah.
So depending on which world he finds him on, there may not be a yellow sun.
Yeah.
Or if he's on another one, there may be two.
Or there may be two. And how would it? And here's a question. I'm just more out of curiosity. How would two yellow suns affect him? Like
Superman on steroids.
I just imagine if Rob Liefeld had drawn Superman, you get a Rob Liefeld Superman with two suns.
I mean, is it Superman on steroids, or does it like actually mess him? Is it like overload him almost? What was it? All-Star Superman, where he's basically overloaded. He's absorbed too much energy, and he basically like tears apart.
Yeah.
Like, not to say that that's what would happen. I'm just curious what your thoughts on that would be, because we've seen that like in the comics, like where he got too much. He basically like overloads.
Somehow poisoned by Luthor. He got like solar poisoning. Yeah, it just depends on all that. So depending on where this thing takes place, if it's on Tatooine and the two suns is not too much, I would argue that a lightsaber isn't going to do shit against him.
Probably not.
If this is blue or space, I'd argue it has a better chance because he is less juiced.
Yeah,
but there's still stars, and stars still emit that UV light.
Like Mustafar, which is where Vader's like base is, has a red sun. So like he would be.
I just thought it was because of like volcanic eruptions.
Well, it is volcanic, but the system also has a red sun. Like, but that's so because there's like depending on like which system you go to, there's all different variety of stars, just like there is in the real thing, or they've made that part of canon or whatever. Now, most common where there's life is yellow. So there are more yellow than there are other systems, but in terms of just the ones that they visit frequently. But there are systems where he would potentially be at a disadvantage depending on where they met. So to me, I was just generically, okay, let's not give him two suns. So there's, let's not give him a red sun. If you just did like Coruscant or something, like a single yellow star, then what would happen?
Yeah, I had the hardest time placing going, where would this fight take place in Superman's in DC universe? I can see him growing up on Naboo at a farm. I can see him going to work on Coruscant and Metropolis.
The story I told myself was that some race that was being suppressed by the Empire figured out how to travel across to another galaxy. They found a hero. They brought him back. And that's how it would go. And which is sort of why I think now if Superman was raised in the universe in Naboo, and so he knew what a lightsaber could do. He knew the true because the people telling him, like if you look at the Star Wars universe, they don't understand the Force or what Jedi. Even the people in the Star Wars universe, like the common people,
it's a hokey religion.
It's a hokey religion. None of them really understand what he can do. So Superman would go in under that scenario blind. Whereas if he grew up on Naboo, potentially he would have more information just from life experience, and he would have potentially run into Jedi. Being a being as powerful as he was, my guess is he would have run into Jedi before this. So that would give him a huge advantage, knowing, oh, I don't want to touch that thing. Like that might actually be able to hurt me.
Well, according to Legion, Vader's use of the Force is absolutely not stronger than Superman. So, yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, that's just not my thing. Darth Vader is awesome. In Star Wars canon, he's the baddest mofo in the galaxy, right? I mean, hands down. I mean, I honestly think that he could beat the Emperor. Were he not like? I mean, yes, the lightning destroyed like his life support system. That's something fun I'd like to discuss. But the fact is, he's still just a man. He's still just a Jedi. You know, and that's the thing. It's like I see the fight happen. Like Vader may throw him off with a force blast or even try to do a force choke or even swinging him with a lightsaber. And I honestly think with his between his super speed and his heat vision, I don't see any chance where he could attack his lightsaber or his life support system. And now I know that he's not necessarily a killer. In every case, I don't believe Clark Kent Superman is a killer. I don't think he would go for the kill move. But in a life-death situation, I don't know. You know?
I
just laughing at Legion and all his comments.
I fully admit, like, the argument Legion's making, I don't necessarily disagree with. I think we know we're going to fight from the moment that, like, they arrive.
Yeah.
Superman has a huge advantage. Like, Vader's not going to be able to, like, force choke him. If he uses the force to try to hold him, it would work for basically long enough for Superman to realize what's happening, gather his strength, and then he could break it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But my whole point is, Clark being Clark and being, like, someone who wants to avoid that fight, if he can, is going to, like, try to talk. And Vader's going to have to take advantage of that opportunity. And either he does or he doesn't. If he doesn't, then he loses. If he does, then Clark potentially loses by taking him slightly too lightly and not expecting that the lightsaber to be able to hurt him. And that's why I think the path is to victory. I fully admit, when I got this matchup, I was like, shit. like most scenarios, he loses. But I think the most likely scenario is that Clark lets his guard down. And that's all it would take.
Yeah, when I saw this lineup, my first question is like, someone's gonna try to argue that the Force is magic, and I don't believe that. Like, I don't believe that the Force is magic. I look at it as like just an extension of your person, you know, yourself.
Yeah. So that's a question I did have, like, and this is my debate: is Force lightning? Is it more like magical lightning or lightning? Neither, like, one has a little bit of effect, but not much. One has a lot of effect because it's magical. Because it's coming from life force, it's not coming from electricity. So, would Force lightning actually, like, I don't think he could, like, kill him with Force lightning, but would it slow him down enough that he could, like, attack him as well? And I'll be honest, like, I went back and forth on that in my own head and whether or not that would work, because, like, we have no real connection to know for sure what it's more like, what it would be more effective.
I would kind of argue that it is more supernatural, magical than normal. So I would argue that it has a better chance of affecting Superman than regular old lightning, because
I would agree with that.
Even, like I said, take the last movie, A Rise of Skywalker and all that. Normal lightning wouldn't bring down a fleet like that, shooting up in the air and scatter all that. And, you know, I don't know. It depends. It seems like it has different characteristics depending on which movie you see the Force lightning in. But,
all right, man, I'm ready for my challenge.
Okay.
Oh, he's going to do the challenge.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this. Like, I want to do the challenge, and if I'm using this incorrectly, please let me know.
Okay, since you want to challenge, here you state your point here. JP will have his chance to rebuttal and say that's bullshit, and this is the reason why, and then I'll decide who has the argument, and then if you win, JP has to drop his argument and can't use it.
Okay, so my challenge is, I do not think a lightsaber could penetrate Clark Kent's or Superman's uniform. Not his skin, but even his wardrobe.
His wardrobe is cold.
Okay, so because Superman comes to Earth, there are different versions of this. When he's originally, he's like with his blankets, and that gets transformed into his costume, and they're just as indestructible as he is. Other versions of Superman have it to where like his body emits like this aura, to where like whatever he's wearing gets protected under this super like Kryptonian on Earth kind of shield. So where like in that case, his costume still can't be destroyed. Okay. So even if you take the fact, even if you take the costume out of it and just look at that sounds gross, buck naked Superman. So how about we just say a shirtless Superman, like Henry Cavill, but he's like lobster farming and wherever. Let's just go with that. And like, I still don't think that a lightsaber would damage his skin, and that's my argument.
All right,
okay. According to official Star Wars canon, a lightsaber can literally cut anything in the universe except for one thing, and it's a rock that is completely inert to all energy substances, which is not what Superman is. We have seen Superman's suit get ripped. We've seen Superman get beaten and bloodied by fists from Doomsday and others. Like, we've seen his skin get broken. We've seen him be impaled on objects. Even in recently in DC, in the DC storyline, he got in front of the Flash when he was running fast, and Flash's rib bone pierced him. Like, Superman can be cut. He can be damaged. It takes a lot, but he can be. And a lightsaber, literally, according to canon, can cut anything in the universe. So, yeah, it can cut his skin. Now, would it take a hell of a lot of force? Yes, but it can do it. I've seen he's talking about his costume. His costume's been ripped a million times.
Sometimes, yes. I will, Doomsday ripped it to shreds.
Yeah, so.
All right.
I'm calling BS on his BS call.
Okay. Well, let's see. The way I see it, and what I've heard or seen in movies, and what I understand now, like I said, there are things in movies and shows and all that where Superman's clothes, because it was made on Krypton, had the same characteristics, properties that Superman had, so it's stronger and all that than normal clothing would be. Hence the reason why his keg was baby blanket. Whether or not the protection is in the clothes as well as the skin, or his aura or the Superman projects goes past it. But just like the Beskar or Bastille, I can't. Right,
Beskar.
Beskar, like the Beskar armor, like in the Mandalorian finale and all that, is not lightsaber proof. It took a beating, but after a while, it was starting to heat up and would have broke had he not, or would have broke or did break, but if he had not won the fight. So I would argue that a lightsaber would have effect. It would just take a while, but it would just take a while to affect Superman if he was that tough, or in his whether it was his clothing or his skin. So the lightsaber completely is valid in the argument. And plus, it's also an essential part of Darth Vader, and you cannot get rid of it without getting rid of something else. Getting rid of his other arm. So I side with JP more on this argument. So. But yeah,
at this point, I think we're down to the finer details. I mean, I'll be honest. It's up to the chat. It really comes down to for me, it comes down to if you don't believe that the lightsaber could cut, then Superman wins. Vader doesn't really have many options beyond that. I believe it can. I think that he's got to do it. Like I said, he's going to have to catch him a little bit with his guard down, and to deliver a blow that would be able to kill him or damage him enough that Vader could ultimately win. But I think Clark being Clark and trying to do the honorable thing, which when you're dealing with an unhonorable person, doesn't always is a strength for Clark, but doesn't always pay off in reality when you're dealing with an unhonorable person.
That is Clark Kent.
And I think he gives him an opportunity, and I think that's what would happen. If Superman came to the planet with the intent of, I have to defeat and destroy this being, Superman wins. Clear to me. but that's not who Clark is, and that's not how he would enter the situation. And I think that's where Darth Vader would win.
Awesome. Well, if there's no further points that Cap wants to make and all that, I think we can move into closing statements and then let the chat finish up voting, if assuming they haven't voted already. So, any more points?
I'll make one last little point.
All right.
And I'll keep this quick. So I haven't seen Vader juice or anything or be impacted by other things. But let's just say Superman gets a little bit of red kryptonite. He gets all aggressive and stuff. And next thing you know, you have him ripping the limbs off of Darth Vader like a rag doll.
Yeah, there's the green one. There's the green. The chat's arguing.
If you got Injustice Superman, like where Clark's just like went totally dark and like is willing to kill and like all this kind of stuff, Vader probably loses because if he comes in a complete. Now I will say, I do think there's also a scenario like that though where it ends in a draw in a very messy one, which is if Superman were to because if he came at him at full speed at him to just like take his head off, like in which case really all Vader would have to do is get the lightsaber between them, and then it basically cuts him in half, and then Superman tears him in half, and they're both in pieces, like on the ground, because Superman's own force at that point like drives the saber right through him as he tears Darth Vader apart. So
be very interesting, yeah. So all right, final arguments here. We'll start off again with JP. What is your final argument? Your closing argument?
My closing argument is this: is that again, Clark being the brighter side, the Boy Scout, see the brighter side of things to try to end this peacefully, is going to get close enough that either via the Force, like a short, quick Force hold that wouldn't last very long, but last long enough, or Force lightning, stun or distract Superman long enough to deliver a killing blow with a lightsaber. A long extended fight, Superman probably wins from a distance. But I think Clark doesn't come in with the intent of defeating or destroying this being. He's going to come in with the intent of making him back off and give up and let these people go free. And I think that is ultimately what gives Darth Vader an opportunity and how he wins the fight. That's it.
Very nice. All right, Cap. What does Superman's final say?
Sure. I liked what you just added there, JP. He comes in and lets these people go free. All right. So obviously, Superman, there's a hostage situation going on. That changes everything. The whole thing we had to start from the beginning now, JP. Because what we have now is we have a Superman that knows what kind of situation he's getting into. And I don't think that he's necessarily going to be all Boy Scout up front. I think he's going to be aware. He knows that there's a snake in his midst, and he's going to treat Vader just like that. So, with that in mind, he's going to be waiting. He's going to be aware that in any second, something could happen. And when it does, that's when he's going to deactivate his lightsaber by exploding it with, this time we'll do his frozen breath. He'll freeze his lightsaber to the point it won't work. Then with his super speed, he'll go and he'll just turn down his scuba apparatus just enough where he can't breathe. And the fact that, yes, that it took him and it took Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn 5 minutes to melt a circle in a door. I don't think the lightsaber will actually impact him. Superman comes in, he takes over, he cleans up, and he's back home eating breakfast with Lois Lane before you know it.
Very.
Again, my point was that he would pierce him with the lightsaber, which he instantly pierced the door. It just took him longer to make a big giant hole in it. That took longer, but going through the door, he went right through it. Just for the record there.
If you haven't voted, links in the chat. So be very fun. So yeah, this is a great matchup. This is an awesome matchup. I got to have both of you guys back for an exhibition match. You guys argue so much fun. This is so much fun. Yeah, I had the idea while I was working going, hey, this is a perfect kind of what if scenario. Superman goes from planet to planet. What if he just missed Earth and lands in the Star Wars universe instead? That's why I opened it up with, what if
he landed on
Naboo instead of Earth? So it's like, so technically, if you use that argument, Superman grew up in the Star Wars universe, knows about the Jedi, at least the religion aspect.
Yeah.
So he'd be kind of familiar with someone. I mean, he might not be as familiar with the Sith and all that, so it can still be surprises, even if you live there. But anyway, this is a lot of fun.
I mean,
I'm telling you, the death plan
scenario, if Superman lands on Naboo, depending on the timing of that, everything changes because there may never be a Darth Vader at that point. Because
for all we know,
the protector of Naboo, the Trade Federation, there's no reason for the Jedi to ever go there. There's no reason for Qui-Gon Jinn to ever end up on Tatooine. And Anakin's still a little slave boy on Tatooine.
Well, I couldn't decide. I honestly couldn't decide. Should I go with Coruscant, since Coruscant is the metropolis of the Star Wars universe? Should I have
but he landed in a cornfield, so
should I have him land on Tatooine, where there'd be a farmer there and a moisture farm, or to be in Naboo, where it's kind of like Smallville? So I just put him on Naboo for the sake of argument.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, this was definitely an amazing episode, guys. It was super fun, a lot of fun. So get those final votes in if you haven't voted yet.
I'm pretty sure I did not get Legion's vote.
Yeah. All I know is that either way,
Thanks, Mark.
All I know is that either way, whoever wins, I'm going to be happy for you. I'm very happy for you, and whoever loses, I'm going to be very sad because I want them both to move forward.
This is definitely one that I'm torn on. It's because before I even got into comic books, Star Wars was my first love, hands down. I was born in 1980, and I have followed Star Wars my entire life.
Yeah. And for those, I forgot to mention before, there is the Battle Royale comic link. Links in the description below. Whoever the top two votes, whoever votes on it, and so far there's only one person who voted, so you can still vote for like a Darth Vader or Superman to win against the full 24, like a Hunger Games kind of thing. So if Cap or JP, you got your supporters to vote for you, you can still come back even if you lose to have a chance to win overall. So let's
unruly with the thing. I didn't use that. I was going to say that he would distract you by saying use his force to figure out who Superman was, and he'd be like, Jor-El never told you who your real father was. I am your father. Just to distract him,
I am your father.
Yeah. All right, so
I am your father.
Results for the Knockout Episode 3, who would win this What If, is Darth Vader with 15 votes, Superman with 9.
All right. I'll admit I'm a little surprised.
Congratulations, Darth Vader. And once again, Superman gets a short end of the kryptonite stick. So I am, again, bummed that Superman cannot catch a break.
Superman can't catch a break. I'll be honest, when I got this matchup, I'm like, I don't know how I argue this.
Congratulations, JP. I am excited to see what you do with Darth Vader.
Yeah, buddy.
So I'm not sure who you're going to match up with just yet because I don't have the things in front of me. And again, I have to.
Yeah.
So next matchup is Optimus Prime with Otto from the 3 Men in the Basement versus Dr. Fate with Sharon live with 2 YouTubers. So be very interesting,
Sharon's arguing Dr. Fate. Nice.
Yeah. Autobot versus Magician. So it should be a lot.
Would that be the who I would in the next round 3 versus round 4, or is that not how it shakes out?
I'm not 100% sure because the way I set it up is I wanted more people to vote to compete in the season. So I increased the brackets by 50%. But increased by 50%. The first 4 and the last 4 on either side kind of got shorted a contestant.
Oh, okay.
They didn't just double it outright. But the way it works out is almost like a first or second seed in the playoffs.
Okay. So we had to play an extra round already. Like we were gonna.
So you were in the bracket of you have one less match to make it to the final.
Oh, nice.
So yeah. So
take that.
Good luck with that, man.
So I think you're going to be facing off against.
Well, we'll figure it out. It's not
Actually, you'll be facing off whoever wins, Optimus Prime or Dr. Fate.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Okay.
Autobots, let's roll.
Now I need to. No offense to Optimus Prime, but I need to root for Sharon just so I can talk trash to her the whole time.
Yeah. No, she always brings. She and Rena always make a great tag team.
She gets a tag team partner? I don't know about that.
I just never argued against it, and no one ever challenged it.
Oh, I'm gonna call right off the bat. That's gonna be my objection right at the beginning. Is no Rena. Sharon's on her own.
Well, she made it. So who knows? So, all right. This is a lot of fun. So
I will say I've had more fun reading the comments on this video than any other one I've ever read. Because I mean, the comment section has had me cracking up all night.
The comments have been really good tonight. So
this is actually one of the more popular matchups that I've seen. I had up to 10, down to 5, and so it was like really popular. So all right. Well, don't worry, Rena. I don't think.
I'm not letting you make the arguments for Sharon, Rena. I know that I know where the brains of the operation is. Like I'm gonna get you out of there. That's right off the bat. I'm making my objection.
All right, so
I get Kay to help argue for.
Before I let you guys go, either anything you guys want to shout out? Captain Comics, anything coming up here on your channel?
Oh, I've always got stuff.
And JP can explain more about the other 2 Comicgories Olympics, which I will be a part of one of them.
Nice.
So I look forward to it. So, Cap, do you have anything? What's coming up on your channel?
Yeah, sure. So every Friday, I do something called Friday Fun, where I play a song and you get the chance to name that song. Also, every Saturday, I release a new video. And I'm always there in the live chat waiting to talk to you. This one that's coming up is a part 2 of a 3-part series, and it's things that you don't know about the Avengers. This next one, episode 2, will be dedicated solely to the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I don't just talk about the characters. I actually show my comic books, and I talk about the characters in that comic book. And so that's interesting. It's stuff that you don't know. For episode 3 of that, which will be next week, I'm going to be talking about Spider-Man, and there's a lot of stuff that the average person may not know about these characters. Okay. Other than that, you can always find me on my channel. I do monthly giveaways. I do first appearances. I talk about evolutions of characters. And naturally, that's all on Capstone Comics. And I'll see you in the next video.
Cool. JP, what's coming up with you?
So I do Saturday. I do my look back, where I look back at the hot comics from 6 months ago and do my review of what they're doing now. And I do that on Saturdays. I do my cash or trash on Sundays, where I talk about the hot comics of this week and I make my predictions for that look back in 6 months. And I mostly what the heck are we buying? Stop it! And, rant a little bit, and then on Monday, well, not this coming Monday, but we have been doing on John. I'm part of Comicgories, as you talked about, on John's Comics with Kids channel, and we do that. We've been doing that every other Monday. We're doing our Summer Olympics. We had our indie medley where you could only play indie comics. 2 nights ago, Monday night, we had our long distance run where you can only play comics from a single run. Upcoming, we have, you're on the short box one, right? Or no, you're on the
I think I'm on the 10
decathlon.
Yeah, I think I'm on the 10 round.
So we got 2 more of Olympic events. We have the short box sprint where you have 1 short box and you have to find your Comicgory category in that box. When we pull it, whatever category, you have to have it in that box. Yeah. I love this sector. And then the last event, which you were a part of, Matt, is the decathlon, where you have to play 10 rounds. It's a free-for-all. All 4 contestants playing against each other, all 10 rounds, winner take all, for our last gold medal of our Comicgories Olympics. So those will be coming in August. But yeah.
I'm excited. Yeah. Hopefully I can do better this time around with 10 rounds.
And then I will say we got coming up a week from, next Tuesday. So not a week from Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I'll be doing my next round of my indie show. We're talking Kanto Volume 2. And I have the fun member of Life with 2 YouTubers family, Cade's going to be on, along with Kate and Charlie from John's Comics with Kids. We're going to be reading and talking about Kanto 2. So yeah, looking forward to that. And then the week after that, we're doing Fables, and I have that Rena and Sharon people are on again. And yeah. So
I think you made a mortal enemy with Rena.
Yeah, there's so much trash going on. It's like a landfill right there.
All I have to say is I'm not holding you back, Rena, because I don't want to die. I side with you in your arguments.
I love it.
That's why I did the poll ahead of time, so JP will just have to work out.
All I know is all this trash talk amounts to nothing if they can't get past Optimus Prime. So
awesome. Well, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Episode 4 won't take place for at least probably 2 weeks or so, because next Wednesday I leave on my vacation. I go down to Texas. My wife's sister is getting married, and so we're making a vacation out of it. And so we're being gone for a week. So I'll have a hunting haul video out of it. I'm gonna stop. My thing is I have to stop by one comic shop, honey. We're gonna do one shop over there at least. I have to do one. So I'm gonna make a traveling hunting haul out of it and see what I can pull for my ASM run down there. So thank you. Yeah, I'm down to the mid 70s, so I'm just getting closer and closer. But yep, other than that, so I just need to talk to Life with 2 YouTubers here, Rena and Otto, to figure out when we're gonna schedule episode 4 here, and so that'll give me hopefully enough time to rebuild my intro for season 4, episode 4, and all that. And
your intro tonight was great, man.
Awesome.
I had, like I said, I have the software on my new computer here, and all I just had to get was find the pictures. And luckily I had the thumbnail and the marketing pictures already on my phone, which I've been showing off on Instagram for hype and all that. So I already had half of that. All I had to do is find more pictures off of Google to put it together. So, but everything else is for the future episodes are locked onto my other computer. So if I don't get it to actually start up again here, I have to rebuild everything I lost, including my channel intro, my channel credits.
Do you have any of that saved to the cloud or anything?
I was stupid this time. Now so I only make mistakes once, but I usually pay for them a lot. So after that, I learned. Yeah.
Well, hopefully you can get somebody can get that stuff off of there for you. So
yeah. So yep. And Geek Aficionado, I look forward to your episode around. I forget which one you're arguing.
I forget who he's playing. Yeah.
Geek is arguing. Jean Grey / Phoenix. So I look forward.
Okay. Who's he going up against?
Jean Grey and Phoenix are going up against John Constantine. So
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not doing those.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Yeah. Like I said, this is the matchup I was most looking forward to, and then the other one coming up here is literally Green Lantern versus Sinestro. I wanted the wheel put them together. It's just funny as hell that
they're a first round matchup. Oh my god!
It's funny. I have the randomized wheel that sets up round 1, so that way it's a completely random whether I can kick your butt easily, or it's a fight to the finish, or if it's roughly even ground. That's the lesson I learned from season 1 when I fixed I had good round 1s. Then when I got to round 2, I had like Batman versus Thor. So it's like, ugh. No. So this way, if Batman versus Thor happened again, it was the will that set it up, not me. No. So
not my fault. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's why I do it live and all that, so people can watch it and all. You saw my hands were up here. All right, so thank you guys for joining me, JP. I look forward to your round 2 with whoever you're going up against, Optimus Prime or Dr. Fate in the future. So look forward to that.
Karen's going to have to up her game, otherwise it's probably Optimus Prime, but we'll see.
Just glad you're not going up against Constantine.
And with that note, we're going to leave before Arena blows, and I see.
I was going to say Rita and Sharon are going to start yelling at me again.
Yeah, in fact, I can see the smoke coming from the window.
Let me read it.
All right, so take care, everyone. See you guys for episode 4 coming up in about 2 weeks or so. Who knows? You'll find out if you follow me on Instagram for the show, The Knockout 89. So that's my tag for my show on Instagram, so you can follow the show there for easy matchups or things like that. So peace out, everyone. Take care, and as always, happy collecting. Till next time, see you guys later. Have a good night. Did I end it there? There we go.